Hey everybody, it's Eric and Jimmy today. This is part two of what Jimmy started last week. I can't wait to see what you have for us today. How are you going to blow our mind today, buddy?
Well, listen, I think it's funny, Eric. Right now, I tweeted this. I got a lot of response from our post on Instagram. I said, if your letters are not in their mailbox come November and December, your signs won't be in their yard come February, March.
Absolutely.
And I mean, and I think the thing that I keep seeing is I'm talking to so many agents right now who are in that kind of I call kind of like the trying to end the year strong and also at the
Mhm.
exact same time kind of plant the
Right.
seeds for what's next. I think what's really interesting is that we're now starting to see we're now starting to see agents get really positive results from just I can't even say this in a clear way, but like just being more consistent than their competition. So I'm thrilled about today's session. We're gonna have a great call, talk about some strategies we're working right now, and as always, give you guys some practical takeaways you can implement in your businesses.
I love it. I love it. Guys, welcome. Jimmy, you take it away. This is being recorded. I know someone's going to ask. We'll get the recording out to you later. We have a special announcement about something pretty cool coming up later this week at the end of today's webinar. So stay the whole time. And Jimmy, all yours, buddy.
Thank you very much. So in the chat right now, do me a favor, if you could, let me know, are you currently doing direct mail right now? Is that something you're doing right now or something you are planning on doing? Let me know. So we got Michael saying no. Yeah. Josh saying yes. Few yeses. Okay. Planning on doing. Couple planning to planning. Yeah. Doing currently. Okay. Awesome. So I just want to get a sense of kind of who's on the call versus who's not on the call. So at a high level, let me give you some context on what we're going to cover today. Is I'm going to give you a handful of marketing campaigns that you can use to mail out to your farm, to your circle prospecting list, or even to expired list. And the goal here is to help you understand that when it comes to direct mail, there's three things you got to get right. First, you got to get right your targeting. Who are you mailing to? That makes a massive difference on whether you're going to get an ROI or you're going to waste your money. Number two, what is the message you're trying to communicate? This is why am I actually trying to get someone's attention? What is the purpose of this mailer? What just happened that's worth me sharing with them? And finally, number three is what's the offer? What are you trying to get people to basically respond to? And these are lightning sessions. So we're going to get you in and out of here in about 20 minutes. But I'm going to break down for you three campaigns. I'll give you a bonus one too at the end because I like to give you guys bonuses. Three campaigns and a bonus campaign at the end to kind of give you a sense of what I would be doing if I was in your position. So let's start with just the basics because I think this is one that I think is probably one of the most important types of campaigns that I'd like to see more people execute. So when you list a property, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. Eric, I need approval there. When you list a property, one of the most important parts of your mindset has got to be how do
Go for it,
I,
Jim.
thank you, brother, how do I market this home in such a way where I can get everybody who's around this property to say, I want to hire that agent? And so I'll give you an example of a just listed postcard that I would send. And let me just go ahead and share these screens here for you so you can see this. And so, by the way, just a quick FYI, every campaign I'm sharing with you, every campaign isn't Breakthrough Broker. We'll talk about Breakthrough Broker at the end here. If you guys aren't using it, you need to be using it. It's an amazing platform. And all the creative is actually in there because we partner with these folks to make sure like it's click, click, and you're out the door. So this is an example of a postcard we created, which is 7 reasons to love, and then you insert the actual address and then flip over for details. And then we basically just break down, hey, here's the reason why I like this property. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have a huge favor to ask. If anyone immediately comes to mind where you think, Dan and Kathy would love this spot, please send my number to insert this thing. They can call me directly and I'll give them all the details where this home goes viral. Now, what we're doing here, this is the referral just listed postcard. Oftentimes, people have a postcard they send out to a farm or around a listing, and all they're trying to do is like raise awareness a new home is listed. What we're doing is we're embedding a command into this postcard, which is effectively saying, hey, here's why we love this property. And oh, by the way, share this with somebody you know. And that small ask is what creates a referral opportunity, which generates a potential buyer for your client, but then also connects you with other local homeowners in the area. So instead of the boring, tried, and sort of the generic campaigns everyone's sending, I want you sending campaigns that actually have a purpose. So the question is, who would I mail this to? Well, a couple things. Number one, I like to go after my future prospects, meaning I don't want to mail this to someone who bought the house, say, a year ago. I would make a list in Breakthrough Broker of anyone who lives near this property, who's owned the house for at least 7 years and has 50% or more equity. And I would say, depending on my budget, I would basically just say, I'm going to hit 100 houses, 200 houses, 300 houses around that particular property. And of course, if you're using Breakthrough Broker, that's going to be, Eric, how much is a postcard through Breakthrough Broker? If you're saying like 250 postcards?
Yeah, it's like 92 cents if it's jumbo. I'll double check print. I'll have a print pricing for you as soon as
Okay.
we're done.
I mean, and that's jumbo. So that's not even a normal postcard. So like you're looking at maybe spending another $200 on a listing to get that out there to 250 potential people in the area. Now, here's the thing about marketing. I'll go before I go to campaign number two. Here's the thing about marketing is how you market your current listings is how you get your next one. So I'm going to give you some quick math on this. If you are going to make, let's say, $10,000 in commission on a particular deal, I want you investing ahead of the revenue 10% of that revenue in the marketing of the listing. The reason I want you doing that, primarily through direct mail, but you can use other channels as well, like advertising. But the reason I want you doing that is because I want you to take that listing and I want you to get 2 or 3 additional listing appointments. Way too often, I see people spend basically no money, and then they're basically, they're sort of, keeping their costs really low, but they're really putting a cap. They're really putting a cap on their revenue and earning potential. So really good agents, the rule of thumb is 10% of future commission is invested exclusively in promoting that listing. Now let's keep building on this. I'm going to give you another postcard that I want you to send. This is another just sold postcard. So this is an example of just sold. We just helped your neighbor insert the address, sell. On the back of it, here's the details. Close in 19 days, get multiple offers, sell for above the list price. And this is kind of all the things that we're basically doing to showcase the sweat. If you're thinking of selling and want a great outcome, let's have a conversation. Text me at blank and insert your phone number. I look forward to hearing from you. And what we're doing with this campaign, and again, these are obviously fill in the blank, so you're not going to have 250 people go through an open house, clearly. However, this is mainly like give them like the bullet point. This is what I refer to as the just skim, which is like just give them the highlights. Boom, 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 boom. Here's what happened. Here's what you should sell. Here's all the things that we did. Now contact us. Now, if you're really smart, the same list of people that you hit with the just listed postcard, you're mailing the just sold postcard when you list and sell the house. I want them hearing from you multiple times. And the reason is because repetition is persuasive and results come from repetition. So if you can get in front of them when you list the house and you can get in front of them when you sell the house, it's going to give you more opportunity to build that connection. So this is just really designed to be a skim it, give them the details, and have a straightforward CTA. Now, let's talk about something here, because one of the things I know to be true is during the busy season, in the chat right now, let me know. In the chat, let me know. And by the way, Martel, that's a great question. What if it's not your listing that just sold? That's okay. You just frame it from a listing in your area, Martel. Great call out. A listing in your neighborhood just sold, and you'll likely, for compliance, have to disclose the listing agent's information. However, I'm not hiding from that. Like Martel, let's just role play this right now. What I would do if I was promoting a just sold that was in the area, I say, hey Martel, an agent, I might say, hey, Eric's actually sold 123 Main Street. Main Street in your neighborhood. And I wanted to personally follow up and give you an update on how that's going to impact the value of your home. And I would give them, here's 3 data points you need to know: A, B, C. Now, I know this postcard's coming out of the blue, but I'd be a terrible realtor if I didn't ask, is there a price that you might consider selling your home? Insert the CTA.
I like
And
that.
so, I mean, like, so it doesn't have to be your sale, and don't shy away from the fact that it's some other agent. If you have to disclose it, disclose it. Just say, hey, Martel, Eric just sold his house. I wanted to personally follow up because I know it's going to have a big impact on your own value, and I want to make sure you got the details. Like, that's how I'm positioning it. Don't be afraid to get out there in front of the consumer. The consumer doesn't care about the agent just sold the house. They care about the agent who's providing value. So outvalue the other agent. Great question. Whitney, great call out. Before we go on to the next campaign, we can't disclose. So Whitney's in a non-disclosure state, which to my knowledge is, we probably about 13 of them in the US. You can't disclose whether the home sold for or above. You can't actually say what it sold for, Whitney, and you can't disclose if it was above or below the actual asking price. So here's what I would say. Whitney, I'd make a list of things that you can disclose. One might be the number of days on the market. I would say maybe the number of showings or the number of offers, if you can get that information. Shannon, this is a non-disclosure state. So some states in the country, you can't actually disclose things like the sales price, or maybe I guess in this case, Whitney saying under or above the sales price. So Whitney, I make a list of things that you can disclose or you can share. And this would basically be, maybe it stays on market, and maybe Whitney, you could drop some notes in here for us, for everybody. Days on market, maybe number of offers, maybe even the number of maybe the number of views and saves on Zillow would be a good example. And I would say, hey, hi, Mr. or Mrs. Seller. I wanted to keep you updated on what's happening with a home that recently sold in your neighborhood. Whereas I can't disclose all the details, there are some important details that are worth sharing with you. For example, this home had, 1,600 views on Zillow and 65 saves. That's 30% higher than other comparable homes in the area, which tells me homes like this are in high demand of buyers. The reason I'm reaching out is because your home happens to be like this property. So I know selling might sound like a crazy idea to you right now, but if you're open to the idea of considering potentially putting your house on the market, I'd love to have a conversation with you and share with you some details about what you might be able to get. Here's my phone number. So Whitney, I'm not afraid about this. Like, if I can't disclose something, I'm just moving on to what can I share. And then what you want to do, Whitney, this is a great workshop here. What you want to do, Whitney, is just give them contrast, give them comparison, raise the stakes, tell them why it's important. You with me on this, Whitney? By the way, this is for everyone on today's call. Like, find the thing you can contrast it, tell them why it's important, and then tell them what to do with that information when they have it. Now, and Whitney, let us know in the chat if that makes sense. So let's build on this. Campaign number 3. What in the chat? Let me know, when is the busy season for you? When's the busy season for you? Is it March to May? Is it the winter? Like, what's the busy season for you? Is it the spring market, or is it another part of the year? Let us know in the chat right now what the busy season is for you. So Shan's saying March to June, typical sort of spring season. Yep. Rosemary, spring. Fall is always crazy. Yep. April, June, right? Spring to fall. Everyone's kind of like, spring. Okay, cool. So here's what's interesting. In the spring market, when you're busy, oftentimes, and let me know if you can relate to this, in the spring market, when you're busy, oftentimes you are too busy to do marketing. And so in the fall and the winter, you sort of are ramping up your marketing. And the spring and maybe early summer, you're now kind of helping support people buy, people sell. And in a lot of the marketing you normally would do, you just don't have time for. And I think many of you on today's call probably can relate to this, because during the spring market, when you were selling all these houses, you were probably too busy to slow down and send out a just sold postcard. So what we did, and let me know if you can relate to that. What we did is we created the not just sold postcard. This is a campaign that you can use to send out 6 months after, could be 6 months, 12 months after you sold the property. Hey, Eric, it's been 6 months since I sold your neighbor's house at 55 Hanover, and I wanted to share with you a quick update on what's been happening here in Auburn. Since the sale, 2 homes nearby have closed. They sold 13% faster than the town average. They had 35% more showings than usual. That's a strong sign that buyer demand in Auburn remains high. Rates have also eased from the mid sevens, which they were back in the spring, to low sixes. That drop has given buyers more room to move with lower payments, higher budgets, more confidence to act. I've been reviewing all the homes in Auburn that purchased over the next 10 years, and most of them seen a substantial rise. If it's been more than 6 months since you've had a professional home value update, text me, here's my number. And so what I would do if I was in your position is I would go through any notable sale you've had in the last 8 to 12 months. I would do a quick market analysis of that area. I'd identify what's been happening, and I would send the not just sold letter. And the reason I'm doing this is because this demonstrates two things. Number one, you've got hyper local experience, which sellers deeply care about. Number two, gives them an update on what's happening in the area, provides something of value. And then you have a simple, clean, straightforward offer. So I think one of the best ways to turn your listing into more listings is to leverage the fact that, it's okay. No, I don't know why in real estate we felt like there was a rule that we can only send a just sold postcard like 2 weeks after we sell the home. Well, I'm telling you, there are no rules. I'm telling you, we can reimagine this. Yeah, thank you, Angela. Thank you, Michael. So this is something I would add to your SOP before the end of the year. Now, let me give you one last bonus tip. And we got someone in the chat said, let me just see. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, print media. Josh said print media isn't dead. Josh, let me tell you a quick story. I had so I've been doing digital marketing for over 15 years, and primarily social media marketing, email marketing, video, you name it. And a couple of years ago, one of my clients, Gretchen Coley, came to me and she goes, Jimmy, I want to send a postcard to my farm. And I said, Gretchen, I don't think we should spend our money on that. I don't think it's a great idea. Like, we can put that money towards Facebook ads. We can get some leads right now. She goes, no, just trust me. Let's just do it. Farming works for me. She goes, can you create a campaign? I said, all right, I'll create one. So I wrote, we cover this. It's in Breakthrough Broker, by the way, the reasons to sell campaign. So I created a letter. It took me like 10 minutes. Wrote a letter. I said, okay, listen, here we go. Let's send this. I go, what's your budget? She goes, $2,000. Okay, cool. We'll send it out. We sent it out to about 2,000 doors, give or take. Within 30 days, she had $5 million in signed listing agreements. And at that point, I fell in love with direct mail because I've been generating a lot of Facebook ads, and it's pretty hard to get $5 million in listings from Facebook ads that quickly. And so I have become the biggest advocate of direct mail as a core pillar strategy, not only because a lot of agents have neglected it and are unwilling to invest, but even more importantly, the fact that you can generate a massive ROI quickly. And so I want you to have this mindset, like this is a core part of our strategy. So let me end with this. Thank you, Taylor. Taylor dropped the link into the chat there for us. Let me end with this. I created this campaign for you. How many of you have taken on, let me know in the chat, how many of you taken on an expired listing, and from another agent that didn't sell and sold it? Let me know in the chat right now if you've done that. Taken on an expired listing and sold it. Just let me know in the chat, right? Lots of yeses. Yes, Shannon. Yes, Frank. Yep. So for context, I'm a huge fan of expired listings. We've seen after several years of double-digit and triple-digit growth with expired listings, we have seen year-to-date a 57% increase in expired listings. Expired listings has got to be part of your strategy going into 2025. It is the best, fastest, easiest types of leads to convert. So we created a campaign that I love, which is the power of contrast. And let me just share this with you because I think it's just super, super powerful. And the power of contrast is this is a home that did not sell. Let me actually back up for a second. Uh, 15 years ago, a a it's actually 12 years ago, a guy named Bob Melloway reached out to me. He goes, "Hey Jimmy, I send out this like letter in the mail. It's a printout of an MLS sheet, and he annotated it with like the things that he would do differently to sell the house. It's great. I mean, it's a great campaign. And I remember that campaign being so effective for Bob. And I thought to myself, like, we need to do a modern day version of that, of like the annotation. So this campaign is really perfect for if you take it on an expired listing or if you've sold a home similar to a home that has expired. The headline is this home did not sell. Let me scroll down so you can see this. This home did not sell. And on the right side is a redacted version of the home on Zillow. And here's the reasons why. And by the way, this is all stuff we use ChatGPT to create. It's all accurate data that you can leverage. Didn't have a lot of photos, didn't use Tron pricing, no video tour, no floor plan, use a dark image, had MLS jargon, etc. In the back of the postcard is, hey, Mary, I removed the seller details to protect their privacy. I think it's an important part of this, by the way. But here's what actually happened. The home sat in the market for 93 days, got 2 showings, and had less than X number of views on Zillow. By comparison, a similar home I sold nearby had 8 showings, 1,200 views, and 46 days. Same market, same price range, different results. The difference, the details. If you're thinking about selling, you aren't sure to hire, consider this my application. I would love the chance to show you how I can help you get the results you're looking for. Here's my personal sell. And so this is an example of campaign that you can, I kind of call it the pre-expired letter, which is, or pre-expired postcard, is that the number one thing a seller doesn't want is their home to be on the market, get no offers, and not sell. And so what you want to do is communicate that that's a common thing that's happening right now. And there's a way to overcome that, which is hiring a great agent who knows how to market this. So on that note, that was our bonus campaign. By the way, every campaign we cover today is in Breakthrough Broker. We partner at Listing Leads with Breakthrough Broker to make the process of sending direct mail so insanely easy. You can select a template, personalize it with the basic details, choose a list, and send it out the door. So if you haven't done this, sign up for Breakthrough Broker. It is one of the absolute cheapest, highest quality direct mail partners in the space. They provide great technology. At Listing Leads, we provide the scripts and templates. It's a beautiful partnership, but you gotta take advantage of this. We got you all the way to the goal line. All you gotta do is press a few buttons and you're out the door. Eric, any other closing thoughts to add here, my friend?
No, I love it. Thank you for letting everyone know that. I do want you to tell them about your webinar Thursday.
Yes. So we're doing a webinar on Thursday. If he hasn't, Eric's going to get an invite out there for you guys. Taylor might be able to drop a link right now for us as well. We're doing a webinar. If you're trying to get better at social media marketing and video marketing, we're doing a webinar on the 9 ways to go viral with your listings. And we're going to break down strategies and tactics that are actually working right now, leveraging social media and video. I think social media, email marketing, and direct mail are like the peanut butter and jelly of marketing. If you need all 3 of those things firing, it's like peanut butter, right? Peanut butter, jelly, and fluff, maybe, right? Get all 3 of those things firing on all cylinders. I mean, it is magic. So we're doing that on Thursday. We drop a link right there in the chat. You guys can join us on that call. Be me and my partner, Chris Smith. Going to be a great call, and I hope to see many of you guys there as well.
Yep, we'll be there too. So thank you. And great stuff. So let's keep it going. What do we know what we're talking about next month?
We're going to just get listings, my friend. That's it.
Right.
More and more. The answer is always more listings, everyone.
More
Thank you so much, guys.
I
We'll
love
see you
that.
next
Jimmy,
week.
thank you for everything. We'll see you Thursday, buddy.
Be
Bye.
well.